Config didn't have a good opening match. These are two teams that both won their opening maps. They can get past them. And Config, we know what he can do as a sub.
Back onto Nuke, of course. Exactly where Chopper and Co. started off this shebang. Alexi goes down outdoors. So man advantage still for the defense. Chopper in the ramp room. He can work around, but the bomb's still on Patsy outdoors. So very disjointed at the moment, Team Spirit. Nice gush. That'll keep Rez timid, I think. And if you've got Rez cut off, that's one thing. But there are so many layers to this where Config, thought he could go through lobby back to T-spawn, and Patsy going to keep this one clean, therefore keeping it alive. We talked about Spirit being separated, but now they're back together.
So let's see how they approach this mid-round situation. Looks like the pendulum wrapped back around the outside. And Rez looking to cut this rotation off, which is a nice timing from him to find. Chances here now for both teams, even though Rez is sort of low. But look who's joining him, Brolin, side by side. This is kind of a gamble from the CT side, but it's the absolute correct read.
Rez, that's clean.
Wow.
So clean. Brolin gonna do the exact same thing. Just pop ahead from the side of control stairs. And so I feel like a very back and forth pistol that in the middle of all that, you had no clue where it was going. Nice cleanup here for NiP to try and regain what was earlier today a pretty sloppy start versus MIBR. I think that's one of those matches where everybody's expecting at some point in the play-in for there to be upsets. Not everybody's going to get through their BO1s unscathed. And NiP were one of those teams that started off a little low by from Spirit, but reality is they convert.
Yeah, it's always good to watch Rez, how confident he is taking those off angles and knowing to fight out in the open, but he never gets the information too late. He's happy to take a hard fight, and he'll more often than not win it. Now, Spirit are a team, of course, who, in terms of aimers, I mean, just remembering Rio, which is my most vibrant memory of this roster, they were so crazy. I mean, they played against Furia Mirage, I think, that one game, and it felt like they can't lose to anybody. But they can look very human at the same time as looking like human aimbots. See which version we get today.
Ooh, wide swing. Lexi sees it, lays down utility. Couple smokes outside, and Brolin loses that line of sight. What's behind it? Majority of Team Spirit. But Rez looks like he wants to challenge off the flash. Double push. CT's ambitious, opportunistic, and unsuccessful. Could have been something great there. We saw the T's kind of scramble for a second, but it looks like the better weapons come out on top of the gunfights. And so Team Spirit shooting for that T side round win early.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a bad idea at all. Just too many bodies out there on the T side and decent enough spots. And for the CTs, you're looking for a timing. Different day, different week, you maybe get 3 kills and shut it down outside, get cover outside of red. But this time around, of course, wasn't the greatest guns coming into it, so. Now, Spirit just trying to stick the landing. They've got secret control, and Hedrick will make it interesting, actually. This was a 2v4. But this op suddenly starts glowing. Upstairs, an interesting spot. However, they avoid him completely. Where is Alexi?
Hedrick hearing that movement downstairs, wants to get closer, but he feels this threat nearby. And understandably, Magix doesn't come around the corner, just going to hold this in as the insurance policy, and it looks like NiP willing to just cut their losses, let this one slide by. AK op saved, and Team Spirit, it really did come down to that outdoors crunch. Nice to see that NiP are going to play active. They look for their gunfight, they look to engage. It's just ultimately shut down by the AK-47s.
And they saved their 2 best guns here, so they did throw an MP9 out there, or I think maybe one other worse gun, and it's not the... It could be a lot worse, is what I'm trying to say. So, worth a tactic here with the full buy coming in from Spirit. But Spirit will be just as pleased with themselves. Surviving rotation downstairs was Hedrick.
Back of that one, Spirit now giving a good chance at a running play. You got pistols in. Siren. Seeking. Ooh, but Config, the Desert Eagle, there you go. Now, not the first round where the pistols from NiP find some impact, but it's about following through. And honestly, Team Spirit have had, I think, really good, emergency plans to deal with a kill or two. They'll try to flush out the backside, and they do so wonderfully.
Wow.
Chopper gonna pick up a couple more. Head trick burned out of the play, and so that fifth one has been added to the tally.
They're really starting to loosen up now, right? This feels like the Mayweather-McGregor fight. Mayweather's feeling him out.
Yeah, sure.
And we're approaching that round 8, I think. That would make NiP Irish in this situation.
Mm-hmm. And it would make both of them rich.
Yes. That's true.
Patsy shuts it all down. With that, Team Spirit going to keep on going. So, nice to just kind of, I think, 4 or 5 rating maps. He really is a beast in that regard. See if we can tap into consistencies. See if we can climb that board. Right now, Patsy, with door blown off, has an early angle, decides to try and push out. Good amount of damage. Rez will find the first one. Flash comes out. That was Config flashing through main, blinding his teammate behind the vent, but at least here, Config ready to body block to take the fights for him.
That was awesome. So much help here from NiP. And I think they spent the last couple of rounds expanding towards outside, and now they've done so well with Brolin getting a kill outside, with the spots coming, head trick getting opening frags. Now they could actually clamp down the idea of shutting down their upper problem, and suddenly it feels like the confidence is back in NiP's hands. Numbers aside here, I think they'll be quite happy with themselves to see their adaptations paying off. And now it was exactly what they needed him to do, and then he got into the lobby as well.
Real quick, Patsy falls down. Oh, Brolin turns the AUG on him. Okay, fast reaction.
Oh, I think they needed to keep spamming that. He was in a spot where he could have got spammed to death.
No resistance here, no rotation downstairs either.
Yeah, this is finally somewhat silent outside cross, even though they use their smokes, they finally walk it. The CTs haven't moved at all, but I think they're playing 2 inside of ramp, and we're getting into the late round. We have no smokes again for Team Spirit, but if the CTs don't move at all, they might be getting into the site before it's safe to get in there from the ramp. Okay, now they're moving in, but look how dangerous it is for Alexi.
Could and should have already been dead. Nice peek out from Wonderful. That's just going to leave NiP completely pushed out of this bomb site. Hedrick will be lucky to survive at this point.
They didn't really play their numbers advantage right there. Coming into the final 2 rounds, Hedrick will grab one, but we're already in a saving position. And again, what I'm talking about is Alexi getting into that spot, realizing it's lower. But at that point of the round, it was 5v4. They had no more fights outside. Config could have called a smoke cross. There's some info that somebody had crossed, even though Spirit for once didn't make any noise. And they didn't have any other utility. They didn't have a smoke for ramp in that spot again. So could have had a very powerful setup in a 5v4.
With the gate, I think, Mo, things have turned down a notch or two. NiP still, very competent defensive half. But now we've got to see what they can offer us on the offense. Whether or not that 3-round lead can be maintained. And they are going to go fast. Straight out the hut, hit by a nade. And gets still in with kills. Head trick, nice double headshot. It's a man advantage for NiP. And a smoke towards main. So all looking good.
That was nice, man. The trades in from Head trick were extraordinary. Made good space with them. And I leave that half thinking good thoughts about NiP. I think their CT side at first, I was a little bit doubtful. I was thinking, Spirit are getting a little bit too much off these really rambunctious rounds, but they were able to slow this crazy team down and start to win off of what looked like just good positioning and rotations.
Ooh, Alexi lurking. Creepy crawly outside, gets another headshot. Ninjas starting T-side with a pistol win. Excellent. really
Need more HP. It gets
gets dicey.
maybe one step uglier. So 13-6. Another buy comes in. Somehow better here for Spirit.
Fast ramp move. Oh! Magic's Og ready.
Oh, they're coming through. Oh, they're not. Okay. They thought about it. Actually would have been a chance.
They pull the plug.
Very nice stoppage here from Magix. It's a brand new round for NiP, but now one player down. No map control outside. This is where you start to get paranoid. Did they push? Are they playing aggressively? How much time do we have to make the same move again?
Nade out and just letting Wonderful make the contact.
Any flash that pops right here. This could be a huge value grenade. See if they walk it.
Rez at the forefront. Nade goes in. Oof, immense damage versus Alexi V. With fire at his feet as well. But 45 to the clock. Brolin burned back from the corner. Hut player on high alert. Nice angle here from Magix. That's going to catch him off guard. Trade potential, but not taken away. Magix given an escape route. 30 seconds now. And NiP feeling the pressure from this constant prodding out of Magix. Buns flash. Chopper loses his angle. Magic's gonna pick up another kill. I mean, just stopping them at every point on this attempt to get down into the B site. Head trick distracted by him. Bomb offered onto the control panel. Solid round for Spirit by way of Boris.
Yes, it was a positional masterclass from him with that AUG. First, he stopped the rush. Then when they came to him, he dropped the grenade.
See a smoke at spawn? Yeah, okay.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Just making sure. Wall gets put in position. Wonderful, not able to go for that red peak. Chopper smoked off and just missed the timing by a second. I feel like Config's gonna see that as an invite. You shoot from behind blue, I'll come find you. I'll hunt you down. That's the Config mantra. He's got Alexi with him as well, but Alexi, oh my God, we changed perspective. It looks like Alexi's about to be blindsided, and instead, he just turns, wrecks the guy inside of Mini. Config catches the kill up in heaven, and then Magix again trying to recover this.
If they move too fast, this could get weird for them. Magix, he's finding a good spot to play. Oh, but now he's lost.
And Alexi doesn't need to take that fight, because Brolin is meant to win it. There's a chance here for Siren. Wonderful. Patsy, they may be quiet, but Siren, he's at least put up some impact. We've got a vent player trying to pop up with the op, but bested by Head Trick. And just like that, we find Magic's 30 HP 1v2. A stellar performance out of Alexi B. 21 kills to his name. Consistent impact, no matter his position, no matter the half. Head Trick, op dominance over top of Wonderful. Brolin, impactful kills when they were needed. And then Resin Config can still piece this one together. A shocking result, I'd say. This one meant to be close, and instead, it's a blowout to the Ninjas. We go to Mirage, and it seems like our analysts expect Spirit to somehow turn around this map, turn around this match, and take it 2-1. But I don't know, man. I think we need to see something from Patsy. We've got to see dominance out of Wonderful. They were just so incredibly absent across Nuke that NiP made them look like chumps.
I don't know if there's much reason to doubt NiP at this point. They picked a map. They like Mirage. They have big wins on it. They're playing with Config, who's also great on the map, even though he's a sub. And I can understand not wanting to pick the team with a sub, but Spirit are coming off just 2 losses at the Rio Major on this map. So we'll see. But so far, the stats show NiP should be the ones who are more comfortable.
Right, I agree. And also, that stand-in you're talking about, it's Config. One of the reasons that Astralis were playing this map for once, and one of the players within that formula that played it incredibly well. I think you just kind of let Config get crazy here on Mirage, and Spirit could have their hands full. Also, maybe Rez. You know, we looked to Alexi, Head Trick, and Brolin when it came to Nuke, but Rez can very well unleash. Ooh. Nice clean one out of Patsy, so we are getting the return. However, bomb's too far gone, and so Pistol belongs to the Ninjas.
Yeah, just too slow to get anything going there. And the explode towards window. There was one chance for them to decent games and middling games.
Yep.
It's been relatively stable. And he's, most importantly for me, he's like never looked nervous. I think that's the big thing.
Sure, very comfortable. I mean, he's even in interviews just said like why his opponent should be nervous about him.
Which is very cool for him to speak through that lens because he's new. Like I think at the point of that interview, he played against like big. He played one team. How does he even know that yet? Just built differently.
Confidence, man. Hell of a drug. Obviously, Alexi B's calls have been good. His individual performance has stepped up. Rez back on a rifle where I truly believe he belongs. I think one of the nice things about Hedrick being on this roster is it kind of takes the conversation away maybe from Brolin having to go above and beyond. We know he has potential. We've seen him tap into it. But for some time, it felt like Brolin had to be the carry alongside Rez.
This is a very scared defense right now. Uh-oh.
Turtled up. Chopper kills Rez. That's a good start. Patsy tag back site sees 3 players coming out of ramp, and that Molotov bounces back into their own faces. Not ideal. We could very well have Spirit's first round win. But NiP will still attempt to press outwards. It's Alexi and Hedrick versus 4. And all 4 for Spirit are very much here on this A site. Missed op shot, so Wonderful's down to 40. They're still trying to piece this together.
They're looking for magics, yeah.
And they're finding him. Sure enough, they will peek out into that. And then Alexi clears out Siren. Wonderful returns the answer, but then peeks out wide, gives Alexi a chance. He fakes it the first time. Now he needs to plant. Did he? Oh, he doesn't believe that he had it.
Oh my God, he definitely had.
Alexi.
I think he even had it on the second try. Passy steps up to the plate.
Puts one up early.
I think this was an important test for NiP because they have been every round able to get into connector, ladder room, or a cat control, or get the kill on cat without any resistance. So I think it made sense for them to try again because this has just been such a big hole in the Team Spirit game plan. But now that there is a respectable response here, well, then they can move to the next step of their attack.
Still quiet. That third player leaning into the A site.
The complexion of these mid-round situations looks so good for NiP. I mean, the way they're working, they're given space. There's still numbers here for Team Spirit, so they don't necessarily have to move. But it slowly gets a little bit more dangerous for them, coming down to one player. Now, Patsy, he did so well to get that first one. There's a clean second pickoff.
Trade does go back.
Still worth it, and time is an issue now.
Could all be on Brolin. Player down beneath the valve. Oh, busy with the nades, but Hedrick still picks up the kill.
Dies in CT.
Brolin gets the deep one. Magix is down beneath. 7 seconds on that clock, and he gets stopped. While bomb goes through. Last player's on the flank. Alexi, now he knows it. He's got the better gun, and he's got Siren locked behind bricks holding. When that smoke goes up, half of Alexi's cover does as well. But then Siren still doesn't know. Is he behind triple, default, ticket, deep CT? There are options here. And Alexi plays around the left side just as Siren turns, but he doubles it back. Gives it the answer that Siren and Spirit absolutely needed.
Ooh, that's a bit of a fluff spray from Alexi, isn't it? He had that full advantage. He found the perfect timing as soon as Siren started thinking about something else. And the 2 rounds now are sort of Alexi being this 1v1 in an awkward spot. Still, they were very messy from Spirit here. Losing their Opera in CT, dropping 2 players out of 3 on the A site instantly. Getting Wonderful into the game now as well.
Maybe looking to turn their attention back into something quicker. Alexi, okay. Gonna get nades out of them. Siren tucks back bench. Patsy's dodging flashes. 2K mowdown for him, nice and smooth. And the headshot comes right thereafter. Gun's empty, but Siren's ready. And the USP connects. And that was kind of odd because Config let off the throttle. Alexi just surpassed him, puts down a smoke, and runs through fire.
Said config.
Second portion of this first half, much better. Final round. Magix, he's not alone here. He's got Patsy to work with, and Chopper's on the other end of middle. And we've seen a few rounds where Team Spirit will throw that top mid walkout. If they try it right here, Headtrick should have this one pinned in. Underpass player creeping upwards. Could have a very strong clash here inside mid. Just seal off the half, and now Chopper just stranded, but maybe he can fight his way out. Manages to get the assist on Alexi B. Rez activates from underpass. Brolin not going to be able to escape, but luckily for them, Rez goes big. Couple of kills, and then already jumps up into the window. He could go compromise, market, ticket, even wrap jungle.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm surprised he actually went jungle side, but now that he's already taken that risk. Oh, and Config's out B.
Oof.
What's even happening right now? Bomb's going this direction. Wonderful, left alone to figure out where they'd like to plant, because it can be anywhere. He's going to choose the correct site. Does he get there in time? Get some crazy kill on someone jumping. A flash to cover here.
Safe plant. That did land. Half points. Config still sits 58. Going to use that smoke to close the distance. It's low HP on Headtrick. It's Config tagged somewhat. Wonderful, just getting pelted by utility. Frag grenades, Molotovs, flashbangs, and it all nets Ninjas in 8 at the end of this T side. Strong start and a sprinkle of a finish means we could still see a 2-0 if the Ninjas defense holds strong. Excellent IEM Katowice run to get straight into the group stage and to skate through a play-in where I think some had Team Spirit painted as early victors. Of course, it's not elimination for Team Spirit, but it's not the fastest route to glory. Chopper, he'll be left in top middle. We got multiple bodies coming out over towards that B site. Headtrick tucked down. Players going over. Siren finds the headshot, but Headtrick, it's a double kill to at least keep that B site somewhat under wraps. Long range headshot, not going to be ideal for Alexi B, but Magix, what you doing, bud?
Ooh, there's the B flank coming in as well. We got some nasty pistol players, though, from Spirit.
2 gushes.
Ready to go. They're putting pressure here, getting some space. A post-plant retake might actually be a little awkward here for NiP on this HP. And Brolin, as the high HP player, is the most ready to fight. They're looking for the cross. Something tells me they're going to be able to figure this out, but they're also taking a lot of time.
Config leans real back just in case, I guess, they go down catwalk. Now it's confirmed. Retake B site. We've got a kit on the back site. Oh, and Alexi actually gets the cat player right before Config comes around. Magix can't find anything further. And if those gushes on Config and Alexi were just straight up frags, then it would have been on Brolin to 1v2. But Config and Alexi get away with just enough health to make that look comfortable for NiP.
Yeah, man. That's both pistols in this game, and actually both pistols on Nuke as well. For the Ninjas. 60. Well, I mean, he's looking forward to Mirage. Anytime they'll pick it.
It's not a lights out performance from him, but he is just quietly doing his job, racking up those kills. We've seen worse so far this event. Finding a foothold, as has Patsy. Into connector. Of course, his teammate's not nearly in position just yet, so it's going to be quite some time before he can really pounce on a play. Magix will be left here with him, and the bomb's going to get escorted back around towards A ramp. So we're going to get the split coming out here from Spirit. They've got a smoke on Wonderful, but Magix killed by Config, didn't react to it. Patsy tries to take his place and gets naded down to 60 HP, fire on his feet, but Patsy's still able to answer back on Alexi. So that's something here to work with. A site could very well be compromised. Spirit.
They're all responding to Patsy right now. He eats his own flash.
Not ideal. But Config also blinded, fallen down. Double kill out of Patsy here in mid-control. So sure enough, even though Ninjas open up with the 5v4, it's been taken back.
I think they're thinking about, do they even want to go towards A? They saw that rotation out that direction. They know the CTs are looking for this play.
Rez gets burned out. Oh, turns and kills Patsy. That's
the kind of game he's having right now.
Something to work with. Wonderful, however, makes sure that the ticket kill goes the way of Spirit, and they have managed to work their way into this A site. Sees the player outside Palace. Headtrick's gonna go for the 1v3 and gives himself a smoke to work around.
Oh my God.
Wonderful, tag down to 16.
It's your time, Headtrick.
Now he's playing it cautious. The pistol's out, confident that he hit him, ready to finish that one off. Little bit of a shadow play, and Headtrick trying to find the angle. Wonderful, nice move. Gets back towards triple, and then will stuff him point blank. So sure enough, Spirit.
Different reasons. But we can say that Ninjas didn't look good. Looked good in all 4 halves so far across these two, even if they gave up a little bit of a lead in that first one.
Again, he's gonna get away with it. Chopper coming through with the res frag.
And they got 4 pistols in this series so far.
Ooh, op shot goes.
He ducks right under that op shot.
Goes over him.
And they can't punish it.
Chopper walking through. Here's that movement. Marketplace player.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, Chopper's got options. He's gonna gun down config.
It's easy to trade in this spot, but he can delay for a long time. Oh, okay, they kill him fast.
Yeah.
That's such a brave move from Brolin, actually.
Every player was coming at him.
You gotta
Market,
appreciate that.
Murder hole, ticket, all 3 of the remaining ninjas go for that kill. They wanted it then and there, and understandably, Chopper trying to serve up a distraction so that these other 3 Ts could just try to somehow slip out onto this A site, but no matter where they go or what they try, it is Team Spirit to get trounced by the ninjas in pajamas. And the ninjas didn't look all that convincing coming into the day versus MIBR. One of the shakier opening best of ones. They had to claw it back in the last few rounds. And versus Team Spirit, back-to-back major top 4 finalists throughout 2022, and they will start the play-in with a best-of-3 loss versus Ninjas in Pajamas. A team playing with a stand-in, but a team where the roles all make sense and the individual levels today looked great.